You don't want to just build an impressive physique. You want to build a physique that your clothes hate and one that's going to build more confidence for you in the long term. The first thing you want to assess in yourself is how much body fat you have compared to how much muscle that you have. Most likely, you could be struggling in either one of these. I'm taking my glasses off, honestly. Fight that shit. If you have a good bit of muscle but a lot of body fat slabbed on top of it, that's just expensive invisibility. And the only way that we can solve that is by putting you through a calorie deficit or burning more calories that you intake every day. As much as I want to tell you to just eat whole foods and eat clean and eat your protein every day, there's two things wrong with that. The first thing is you need to follow a plan that's going to allow you to eat in a calorie deficit. And the second thing is that so much of the processed food nowadays that you see everywhere all over the grocery stores, you can't escape, motherfucker, is made for you to want to eat it more. And you can only eliminate that feeling by introducing whole foods. In other words, just stop eating the processed foods, but that's never going to be easy. It's almost like a chain smoker who cannot stop smoking cigarettes and just can't quit nicotine no matter how hard they tried. Let's say that for some reason you're hell bent on having your donut a day. It should be an apple a day, but it's a donut a day. We're gonna cut that donut in half. So now you're having half a donut a day. And then progressively, you're gonna start to think, I don't want that fucking donut. It's only half a donut. And then it will start to hit you when you realize that a lot of the whole foods that you're gonna start eating completely wipe your donut out of the picture. Legitimately, like I'm not kidding. We wanna keep a healthy balance of a muscle to fat ratio, which our healthy balance means more muscle, less fat. So in order to build the muscle, we wanna focus on something called progressive overload. And it seems like such a fancy scientific name, but I'm gonna be real with you, it's just getting stronger. That's all it means. Imagine for some reason you're like, fuck man, I need a wall. I need a brick wall now. Hate to break it to you, but that brick wall is gonna take some time because in this case, you're gonna hire someone to build this wall for you. And every day they can only add one brick to the wall that they're building. At first, you're gonna question this guy. What the fuck are you doing? Dude, I want a whole wall right now. And it looks like nothing, but you need to have some patience, my brother. Pay no mind to it, because after a few months, you're gonna come back and what do you know? You perhaps even have the Burj Khalifa. Not even just the wall you asked for. The Burj Khalifa is, I think, the tallest building in the world. Let me check. What's the tallest? The Burj Khalifa. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I love being right, man. How this works in the gym, though, is each week you actually want to start tracking your workouts, which means the weight that you use, the reps, and any other little bits of knowledge, if you're autistic like me, to figure out what the machine you're using, what settings are on maybe, that type of stuff. For example, I use this machine at the second seat setting and this sort of setting, and a lot of these machines must have been made by Elon. Why do we have so many settings? I don't know, but roll with it. And guess what? Half of them don't matter. Find a rep range you like. I recommend the 10 to 12 rep range. And whenever you're tracking that each week, make sure you do the same exercise each time you come around to that body part again. And just try to do one extra rep than you did last time. And over time, you got the Burj Khalifa at your fingertips. Now you know how to get stronger while you're training, but what body parts are specifically made to pop out of your clothes? Weird concept, I know, but it's really fun. Now I want you to think of a sculpture of a Greek god. You don't just look at it and think, wow, that person must squat, bench, and deadlift every day. Well, maybe you do, and you're kind of lost, and that's why you clicked on this video, and that's okay. I'm not judging, man. Normally, you're gonna look at the body parts like the shoulders, the chest, the back, the lats. It's something we call the V taper because it makes your body look like a V from your lats. Straight Dorito back. That's the goal. So let's just pretend I'm your coach for a second. Let's say you came from this video, you wanted me to make you a workout program. If you were trying to build an impressive physique, I would have you doing a lot of shoulder work, chest work, and back work. And some perfect exercises to train them would be lateral raises, front raises, and rear delt flies for the shoulders. Lateral raise, front raise. I don't know how to do this. Rear delt fly, which is back here. This like, I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing. Okay, so for your back movements, you want to focus on something that's going to give you a lot of lat activation, but also trap activation, which means lats are right here, and then your traps are back here. I would do a rowing movement for the traps and upper back, and then lat pull downs for your lats to get you wider. You want to focus on getting wider and then also getting thicker. That's funny. Now for your chest movements, I would focus on doing a lot of flies and then also a lot of presses. But the one thing you want to remember is focusing on an incline movement, which means it's going to hit your upper chest, which really makes your chest pop. Other than that, it's a surprisingly easy process in which it all really just comes from doing the same thing over and over and over again. And like I said earlier, you're just building a brick wall. But the key thing to hone in on is if you're going to be doing the same process every single day, or 3 to 5 days a week, let's just say, you want to make sure that what you're doing is effective. If not, there's no point in placing these bricks if they're made of paper mache. Big Bad Wolf is going to blow your house down. It's one thing to feel accomplished to just go to the gym, do a few lifts, some random stuff, and then maybe just walk on a treadmill for 20 minutes, and go eat a pizza after. Maybe you do disregard the pizza. You still might not get far. That's all just a random workout. You need to get that out of your head. You're there to train. You're not there to work out. Come close. Actually, no, stay far. I don't actually want to get that close. Everything I just showed you means that you have purpose and intent each time you walk into the gym in order for you to build the impressive physique that you're looking for. And if you decide to get shredded, you cannot stay like that year long because it's just not sustainable. You'll get hungry all the time. You'll feel fatigued. You'll feel like shit. The whole point was to feel good while doing it. That means on some point you're going to go on a bulk, and I don't mean eat everything in sight. That means once you start to learn how to track your calories and once you start to learn how to weigh food, you'll know know exactly what's in what you're eating. And then from there, you increase your calories gradually. I'm talking gradually as in 100 to 150, because this allows you to be careful and you're not actually putting on that much weight, which means you're not putting on much body fat, which is exactly what we're looking for. But if you're just getting started in the gym, you're gonna build muscle anyways, because this time period for you is such a cheat code. Within the first 2 years of you starting your fitness journey, you are going to build muscle like crazy, and it will dip off after a few years after that. So take this as an advantage. Everything I just showed you is not gonna be worth it at all if you just put on tons of body fat after the fact. And generally, muscle is hard to put on, so it doesn't just come to you immediately. You'll actually just figure out once you're brushing your teeth someday that, oh, you know what? I got a vein? Where'd that come from? Bro, where'd I get these biceps from? What? It's almost like I'm starting all over again whenever I help people out. Man, it gets me so hyped. It actually does. It's gonna seem like such an unreal standard to set for yourself right now, and that's okay because it's supposed to look scary right now. Put all that motivation aside. The confidence you're gonna get is from the proof that you make for yourself. I really can't make this sound easier than it is.